Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, October 17th, 2024. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risk and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Right. Inventory session at 11 o'clock this morning. So we'll minimize that. All right. We're right at the transition between the November and December contracts. Crude volume is pretty closely split, but it's just slightly higher on the November contract. So I'm staying there. Unleaded, on the other hand, has transitioned, and I'm on the December contract on unleaded. So unleaded avoids this trade with an adjustment around the 200. Gets short, stops and reverses to long. Our first trade on crude, by the way, was a full stop out. 26 tick risk, 52 tick loss. And the market will open in another minute or so. YM has gone too far. Got to get in sync possibility on the micro Russell. And a get in sync also for soybeans. Market is open. Soybeans triggers into the long. And we get a short on the micro Russell. Came back and did not hit the long entry, so we're into the short. YM has a short now. And the YM goes to money management and target 1. Micro Russell also at money management. Yeah, it's 30 tick target, so definitely going to be one and done on the YM this morning. And a stop, break even stop out on the micro Russell. We have a stop and reverse on unleaded. That was at 46. It did hit money management, stops out at 47 and then goes short. So unleaded is short. Crude is flat. No targets on unleaded, just a break even. And the YM stopped out at First, we're over at 493. So it is done. Oh my goodness. Well, no, let's see. That would have valid trade, but stop and reverse keeps us in the long. And if we hit the entry at 74 flat on the subsequent long, it will, and that cancels the stop and reverse to short, so we remain in the original long trade. So soybeans is long. They have to push through the 50 EMA now to get to target 1. Short on unleaded, flat on crude. I'm going to run the unleaded chart up over the YM since that is done already. So we can take a look at micro NQ. It's gone too far on this trade, so we'll wait for a new setup. It would be a successful trade. And trailing now. Unfortunately, too early to be part of our trade plan. Another 10 seconds to go before we start taking trades there. And I did adjust the stop on soybeans down a couple of ticks because plotted stop is right on the session low. Wow. Micro NQ pushing down hard, as is Micro Russell. YM, I can't see right now. My trading YM chart, or micro YM, is holding fairly steady. Pound Aussie got it done on one trade, 8:30 start time. That trade sets up at 8:06:39, but our start time comes in right along in here. So we definitely should be in the trade. Hit target 1 on the nose and come back for a stop out at 444 off of an entry at 442. So we pick up another 8 pips on the trailing stop, break even trailing stop, and we picked up 20 pips on the target. So 28 pips on the day. That's a one and done. Although we just got another, looks like we only got at least a partial. Target 1 on this one was 406. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we got 4057. So a couple of target 1s. First one is our goal, so we're power quitting on it. But the second one was also successful to target 1. Micro NQ continuing to push down on this trade. Shame we didn't have a chance to get into that one. Crude with a new trade. Long trade. Did not trigger in yet. That's just the second trade of the morning on crude. So the long triggers on crude. Stop at 09. Session low at 07. Don't like moving that, but I'm gonna don't want to move 3 ticks, but I think that's the proper play on the stop there. Saying 2 ticks above the session low. That should be an avoidable trade on the micro NQ with the long. And given that we just recently tested that session low, I'm going to definitely honor it. Make it push through. And a new short on the micro NQ. And a full stop out on micro NQ. Soybean still long. Unleaded still in the short. And Micro Russell goes long. And hits money management. It's probably not exactly where money management is, but I'm not going to worry with it at this point. That's a win, trailing at 92.99.2. And we get a long on Micro Russell. Definitely time to get in it with us. Wick coming back, giving us an entry, even if it didn't come through quickly. And they break it, another break-even stop. So a loss and a break-even on there. And another long now. Target 4 achieved on the Micro NQ, or Micro Russell. I'll get my charts right in a minute, and that's a second loss on the Micro NQ. Now we go short. Don't go. Yeah, short didn't trigger yet, so it's still valid for the moment. I expect we're going to get a long trade on the, no, we haven't got a crossover yet, so it's still going to stay valid so far. So there's our crossover with the close. Crude is long, unleaded is short. $302.2 for the, and moving up to $302.7 for the Micro Russell stop. It's turning into a very good trade. Okay, we canceled the original short, got a new one that we triggered into now. And if this stops out, that'll be trade number, that will be third loss, and that will end the session. And that's what it did. Loss number 3. Next, let's see. 1. That's a break even. That's a, yeah, 2 losses, 3 losses, and they break even. So tough morning on the Micro NQ. Looks like it got into noise again. It's still long on soybeans, short on unleaded, long on crude. Now the Aussie is complete. Tell you what, now we don't look at that one for anything else. I'm going to bring the unleaded chart down there so we can just watch the YM in comparison to the Micro Russell and Micro NQ. New long on the micro Russell. Those trigger in. What? Extra chance to get in. Pull back. So definitely in the trade. Up one from, so 3055 is going to be our money management level. It's one tick above the session open. And it goes for a full loss. Yep, so that's win and a loss this morning on the micro Russell. Now we have a short. Well, I was checking that out. That also goes for a full loss. So, strong winner and then two losses. Down a tick, so 99.3. And target one on crude, trailing at 744. And soybeans, stops and reverses to short. It's hit money management on the short. Actually, that's going to move down a couple of ticks to target, and it did just hit that. So two position come off, minimum 6 ticks. So two positions come off there. We have one at target 3. Reversal is at 72 flat. And this another loss. That's the third loss on the micro Russell. That will complete that trade plan. Target 2 on crude. We're down 52. We picked up 56. That's definitely enough to say we're positive. So I'll put unleaded back where it belongs since it's still going and takes a full stop out on the short. Micro NQ is done. So we have a stop and reverse, a break even, and a full loss this morning on unleaded. Noisy action. Micro Russell and Micro NQ both taking 3 losses, getting into noise. YM got one and done. The Pound Aussie was one and done. We did have a stop and reverse here on. We'll stop back to where it belongs. Actually, it belongs at 71 3/4, right there. Crude continuing up through target 3. And we'll take a look at the 10 a.m. session, mini session, since the inventory report is not until 11, and we treat that as a mini session in itself. We're down at the moment to unleaded and soybeans. Soybeans took 73.5 to 72, so that's gonna be a 6-point loss. We've gotten 3 points of that back on the two positions coming off target 2. So we're still down 3 points for 12 ticks. Target 3 is worth those 12 ticks, or actually 10 ticks. Getting close. $69.5 for target 3. And while I'm watching that, unleaded picks up a short. So unleaded is short again. We're still in that long trade with the trailer. If the trailer's still trailing, if you have a trailing position, the basic trade plan there does not. It's just two fixed targets. Crude is likely to kind of get a little bit into our new session. Let's stop out on the trailer. So we're into our 10 a.m. crude mini session. Since we don't have the inventory report until 11. Short on unleaded. Fourth trade there this morning. First trade on soybeans. And it needs one more tick to get to target 3. And 70 flat, providing some support here, it looks like. And 69 flat is the session low. Short trade on crude is filtered out by the crossover filter. 50 has just crossed above the 200. So I'm not going to take a trade against the 50 EMA for the first 8 bars after the crossover. We get a magenta bar on the 8th bar. December contract on unleaded, November contract on crude, right at the transition point in volume. Soybeans kind of stuck right there. And there is target. So we are 2 ticks down with 1 tick in hand on the trailer. So we just need a little bit more of a push to get positive. Looks like a long setup possible. No, I don't think it's not close enough to any of the moving averages. And we're looking for shorts as far as overbought. Because we're overbought. Unleaded crude and soybeans still active. Good, at least 10:30. Taking a look at those, I'll have to shut it down by 11:15 to transition over. Crude setting up a. Yeah, we did get close enough to the 20 SMA. There's a long on crude. That does not bode well for our short on unleaded. So volume is done. Yep, still pretty well split. December just slightly trailing behind November. 65.4 for November, 64.2 for December. So either one would be fine to trade today. Tomorrow certainly will be on December. Crude peaking above the 90 level, 70, 90, but pulling back. When we get to 92 maybe. Yep, 70.92 was our swing high there. And soybeans stops out on the trailer for 1 tick. So we are 1 tick negative at the moment. So we can take another trade. Stop and reverse possibility on, let's see where that is. 108, so 112, 4 tick adjustment. I don't think we hit it, so I think we're still short. Yep, we're still short. But if it hits the stop, we definitely will cancel along. But that would be a stop and reverse if it triggers at 112. So soybeans is flat. Unleaded is still short. Crude is long. And we did trigger a subsequent short, so we will go back. The long will cancel. And we go back to our original trade. Potential stop and reverse on crude. That's going to be at 72. Money management will go to target 1 on that. So far, that's going to remain in the long. And unfortunately, we are remaining in the short on unleaded. And based on where crude seems to be going, a better place to be is in the long side. We will see. Crude with another potential stop and reverse. Still with 72. That's still valid. Actually, no, it's canceled. We got a second close above the balance line. So that did cancel on the last bar. So we're long, still in our original long trade, which is here. Right. Not much going on right now. A little bit of a flurry of activity at 10 o'clock. And there is a new stop and reverse possibility on crude. That one's also going to be at 74. 2-tick stop and reverse adjustment, 2-tick key level adjustment. So money management will be at 64. And our targets will be 2 and 3 if we trigger in. We have not triggered in yet. We're still long. That one triggered, so the only thing that will cancel it at this point, triggered unadjusted, is hitting the stop or a new long trade. Hitting the stop on the stop and reverse setup. So long on crude, short on unleaded. Still the same. Chances are we'll probably go kind of sideways from here to the inventory report, but you never know. Soybeans hasn't given us enough trade yet. Nothing to say about that. No change basically in the crude and unleaded. Crude still hanging around just below the entry, as is, and unleaded is doing the same thing. It's just sitting slightly positive. Crude is slightly negative. If we get to 10:30, I would probably bring my. I might give it a few more minutes on the unleaded trade. But beyond 10:30, yeah, I think beyond 10:30, I'm going to try to bring the unleaded stop to break even, and I'm going to do the same with crude. If it almost triggered the stop and reverse within one tick at the 76 that time. Actually, got to 75. Stop and reverse is at 74. And unleaded stop at 63. Yep. Okay, that's where I'll bring my stop after 10:30 is 63. I'll take a break-even exit on this, or if it goes to target, that's fine too. But I'm not going to take a chance on it going the other way in this, with the crude report coming out shortly. In fact, we're almost at 10:30, and there's the stop and reverse. I'll take that as an exit, not an entry. I'm not going to do another trade before the. So that is an exit. Well, yeah, that's not. We haven't hit. Yeah, we hit 74, so that's an exit point. That's where I would have gotten out. So we go 88 to 74. We lost 14.28 on that one. Okay, and of course I should have taken the short. Well, that's right. My target 2 is our first actionable target there. Our targets are going to be 2 and 3 because our 64. So we did hit money management. So we are at break even at 73. And stopping out at break even. So it really didn't matter. Just a couple of ticks difference. Now, unleaded, however, we are still in the trade and trailing at 0.47. Target 1 trader is picking up a win. 50 ticks. Looking for 78 ticks. Or 78 ticks at 986, maybe? Yeah, 986 is target 2. Wholesale unleaded looking at $2 a gallon. That, of course, doesn't include any taxes. So crude is flat. That's interesting, Anthony. I would say go by that. The chart I'm looking, the volume I'm looking at is going to be electronic and not necessarily pit on crude. So that could be very well be the difference. But it's so close right now. Yeah, volume on December is picking up in the last hour because it's up to 68.5 against 68.8. So it's picked up almost 1,000 contracts in the last 30 minutes or so since around 10 o'clock when last time I looked at it. So yeah, it's within like 600 to 900. Yeah, it's within just 300 contracts of being dead even. So either one is good to trade today, but tomorrow is definitely going to be December. And the unleaded trade does stop out at 0.47. I am not going to take any more trades on that. Just 25 minutes before the crude report. So it's possible we may get a long trade on soybeans, but I'm not going to try to stick around for that one. I'm going to go ahead and call it a morning for this one, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes. I'll try to get back in about 5 minutes till 11 for the crude oil inventory report. So we will see everybody then. 101 versus 82 on yours, Anthony. That's interesting. Well, the way to check that would be the CME website. Yeah, based on this, December is actually based on the trend. December may be the better contract to trade for the inventory report. And it's still holding at about 300, but yeah, it's picked up. I want to say, yeah, it's picked up 1,000, 1,100 contracts of the deficit. And staying right at 300 contracts behind. That's the data that I've consistently worked with. So that's the data I've tested with. So that's what I will stick with. And I would say stick with what you're seeing on your platform and be consistent with that. Unleaded, yeah, considerably higher volume on December. 11.4 to 6,100. 62, almost 62. So that will be the next one in line. Interesting. January contracts. January contracts even got more volume than the November on unleaded. And there's our long trade on soybeans. 71.25. And unfortunately, we got taken out at break even by this spike to 75 because our break even stop was at, wait a minute. Yeah, 71 3/4 was our stop. So that we got taken out right here, whereas the calculator didn't get taken out till the long trade entry at 71 1/4. 71 3/4 is where we got taken out. But that will do it for this session, and I'll be back now in about 13 minutes. So we will talk to you later.